So today we are starting with third set of measure of central tendency, and that is mode. So now in mean, what do? We used to calculate the average of the whole data to find a representative value, right? We include the whole data. In case of median, what we used to do, we used to find the middle value, right? And in case of quartiles, deciles, and percentile, we used to find a positional value, maybe third value, fourth value, 50th value. So now next is mode. So mode, what is mode? The mode of a set of observation is the value which appears the maximum number of times or which has the highest frequency. So what is mode? Mode is the value, mode is the number in any data which appears the maximum number of times. Okay. So if an observation appears for maximum number of times, it is said to be the mode of the observation. So if no observation has repeated itself, it means there is no mode for the set of observations. So let us understand this with the help of this example. So here you can see this is the data given to you: 1, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 and 2. So here you can see that 3 has appeared how many times? 1, 2, 2 times 3 has appeared, and 4 again has appeared 1, 2 and 3, right? So 3 has appeared 2 times and 4 has appeared 3 times. So it means the mode of the data is 4, because 4 has appeared the maximum number of times. So any value in the data which has appeared the maximum number of times, we call it mode. So next, if here we see that if we make a minor change, right? So here in this data, 3 has appeared 2 times and 4 has appeared 2 times. It means 3 and 4 has appeared equal number of times, 2, 2, right? So it means we have two modes of from this data set. 3 is also the mode of the data and 4 is also the mode of the data. So this data, we call it bimodal because we have more than one mode, right? So we call it bimodal. So this data is very simple, but at times the data is very complicated and you may not be able to calculate mode very easily because this is individual series question. Okay, but in case of discrete series or continuous series, there can be a bit problem in calculating mode. So we have to change the method. So let us understand that how do we calculate mode in discrete series. This was individual series. We also call it ungrouped data, right? But when we calculate mode in discrete series or continuous series, we call it group data because we have grouped the whole data, right? So here we have our question in discrete series. So this is the height of person in inches, and these are number of persons. So for example, 56-inch height is of 3 people. 58-inch height is of 7 people. 59-inch height is of 6 people. 60 inches of height is of 9 people, and so on. So here it is very difficult to find the maximum number of observation just by looking at the data. So we cannot do it as simply as we did in case of individual series. So here we have to use a different way. So to which we call grouping table. Okay. So here we use grouping table method. So here you can see I have created a table. So this is height in inches. This is column 1. This is frequency, right? Now we have to create few more tables here, few more columns here. So how do we calculate those columns? So for first column, what do? We add first and second observation. Okay. So how do we add these observations? For example, here 3 plus 7, it is 10. For second one, I will add this 6 and 9, right? So this will become 15. Then for third one, I will add these next two. 20 plus 22. So I got 42. So here 20 plus 5, 24 plus 5, it becomes 29. Then 3, then this 3 plus 1, it becomes 4, right? So this is how we have calculated column 2. Now I will calculate third column. For third column, what I will do, I will add observation 2 and 3. It means I will not add 3 and 7, but I will add this 7 and this 6. Okay. So 7 plus 6 is 13 here. Okay. Then next I will add 9 and 20. This 9 and this 20. So it becomes 29. Then next two observations, 22 plus 24, we get 46. Then I get 5 plus 3, 8. So this is how we have calculated column 3. Now for column number 4, we will add 1 plus 2 plus 3. Right? So it means 3 plus 7 plus 6. First 3 observation I will add. This is 16. Then I will add next 3. It means 9 plus 20 plus 22. So it becomes 51. Then again next 3. Next 3 are 24 plus 5 plus 3. So here I will get 32. This is how I have calculated column number 4. Now I will calculate column number 5. For column number 5, I will start with 2, 3 and 4. It means I will skip the first one and I will start with second observation. It means 7 plus 6 plus 9. So 7 plus 6 plus 9 becomes 22. Then next 3, 20 plus 22 plus 24. So it becomes 66. Then next 3, 5 plus 3 plus 1. It becomes 9. So this is how I have calculated column number 5. Now I will calculate column number 6. For column number 6, I will sum up observation number 3, 4 and 5. It means I will start with 6. 6, 9 and 20. So it becomes 35. Next 3. Six, 9 and 20 is done. Then I will add 22, 24 and 5. So it comes 51. So here you can see we are not left with next 3. We have only next 2. So we will not do anything for this. So this is how I have calculated columns from 1 to 6. Now you can see few highlighted values which are in bold. For example, here you can see 24, 42, 46 and so on. So now how I have highlighted these values, I have picked the maximum highest value of all the columns. So from column number 1, 24 is the highest value. So I have highlighted it. From column number 2, 42 is the highest value. So I have highlighted it. From column number 3, 46 is the highest value. I have added it, highlighted it. Then 51, then 66 and then 51. I have highlighted the highest values of each column, right? Now, how do we use these highlighted values? So the table which I have prepared now, I call it grouping table. So the next table which I have to prepare is analysis table. So here all these inches will come here and the columns will come here. Column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and here we got inches. Okay. So here you see the highest value is 24. right? So this 24 is corresponding to which value? 63. So column number 1 has the highest value 24 and it is corresponding to 63. So 63 here I will write 1. Okay. Now in second column highest value is 42. This 42 is sum of 61, 20 and 22, which is corresponding value of 61 and 62. So here in row 2 I will mark 61 and 62. Okay. Now in column number 3 highest value is 46 and it is corresponding to 22 and 24 and it is corresponding to 62 and 63. So for column number 3 I will mark 62 and 63. For column number 4 highest value is 51. So it is sum of 9, 20 and 22, right? And it is corresponding to 60, 61 and 62. So here 60, 61 and 62. Now column number 5 highest value is 66 and it is corresponding to which values? 61, 62 and 63. So here 61, 62 and 63. And similarly for column number 6 the highest value is 51 and it is corresponding to 62, 63 and 64. 62, 63 and 64. So now as I have given weights to each of the inches, now I will sum it. So for first 32 it is 0, 0, 0. Here it is 1, 3. I'm just summing up. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 4. This is 1. Then 0, 0. So here the highest value is of 62. So it means the mode of this observation, this data set is 62. Right? So today we are starting with mode in continuous series. Till now we have done mode in individual series and discrete series, and today we are starting with mode in continuous series. So the formula to calculate mode in continuous series is L1 plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. So now we need to understand what is F1, F0 and F2. That we will understand with the help of an example. Okay. So here you can see that we have this question. So here 0 to 8, the series is given to you, class interval is given to you 0 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 24, 24 to 32, 32 to 40 and 40 to 48, right? And the frequency is 8, 7, 16, 24, 15 and 7. This is given to you. Now this was the formula L1 plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. Now how we will identify which value is F1, F0 or F2? So when you see the frequency, okay, the highest value in the frequency is called F1. Okay. So you can see 8, 7, 16, 24, 15 and 7. So the highest value is 24. So here 24 is F1, right? And the value above F1 is F0. So 16 becomes F0 and the value below F1, that is 15, it becomes F2. So if you see it, it becomes 0, 1, 2, right? So this is how we choose F0, F1 and F2. Now we need to find two more values, L1 and H. L1 is the lower limit and H is the class interval. Now which lower limit? Lower limit we will pick from F1 only, from here. Okay. So here 24 is L1, right? We will not pick L1 from F0 or F2. We will only pick L1 from F1, right? So here L1 is 24 and the class interval here is 8. So in this question, all the class intervals are same, but it may happen that in certain cases class intervals may vary. So you will pick class interval of F1 only. So here H is 8. So now we are clear with it. F0 is 16, F1 is 24, F2 is 15, L1 is 24 and H is 8. So here the formula for mode is L1 plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H. So here L1 we picked as 24. Then F1 is 24. Here you can see, okay, these are all the values. So F1 is 24. Then F0 is 16 divided by 2 into F1. So 2 into F1 is 24 minus F0 is 16 minus F2 is 15 into H. H is 8. So we have applied all the values in the formula of mode. So the answer we get from here is 27.76. Once you will solve it, you will get the answer mode, that is 27.76, right? So before starting the next type of questions, let us first understand what is symmetrical data and what is asymmetric data, right? So here you can see in this graph that if we plot all the, for example, I have marks of all the students from the class, and if I will plot it on the graph, maybe they will be, plotted under this bell shape, somewhere here, here, anywhere under this bell only, right? So if you divide the whole data from the center, here, see, the left hand side and the right hand side data would be same, right? So what is symmetric? Symmetric is if we divide anything from in between, the left hand side and right hand side should be same. So in this curve, you can see the left hand side and right hand side is same. So this is symmetric distribution. But it is not true for all the cases. For example, maximum number of students secured marks in this side, okay? So here you can see the curve, this curve is skewed, this side, left hand side skewed, right? Or it can be right hand side skewed, depending upon what is the marks of the student. So if you divide this curve from center, maybe this positive skew or negative skew, if you divide it from center, the left hand side and right hand side would not be same, as we can see in the graph. So this one, positive skew and negative skewed, this is called asymmetric data, and the central one is called symmetric data, right? The next type of questions which we are going to do, these questions, this formula which I am going to discuss with you will only be applicable if your data is asymmetric. It means either it should be positively skewed or negatively skewed. Then only these formulas can be applied. Otherwise, these formulas cannot be applied, right? So now you should be very clear that what is symmetric and what is asymmetric. Whenever you plot the data on the graph, if you find this bell shape, it becomes symmetric data. But if you do not find a symmetric bell shaped curve, or it is left skewed or right skewed, or we can say positively skewed or negatively skewed, we call it asymmetric data, right? So the formula which we are going to apply now, it is applicable only in case of asymmetric distribution, right? So here, in a moderately asymmetric distribution, the mode and mean are 32.1 and 35.4. Calculate median. So if your data is asymmetric and out of mean, median and mode, two values are given to you and you have to find the third one, the formula which we apply in case of asymmetric only. Always remember, this formula is applicable only in asymmetric distribution. So the formula is mean minus mode equals to 3 mean minus median. So this is the formula we can apply. So I am given mean and mode. So mean is 35.4 minus mode is 32.1 into equals to 3 into again mean is 35.4 minus median is not given to me, right? Now I will solve it. So 35.4 minus 32.1 is 3.3 equals to, now we will solve it, 3 into 35.4 is 106.2 minus 3 median, right? Now we will solve it, 3.3 minus 106.2. So the answer is minus 102.9 equals to minus 3 median. Now we will solve it. This minus and minus will get cancelled out. 102.9 divided by 3 is median. So our median is 34.3. So this is how we have calculated median. Now similarly we have another question here. Again, this is a skewed distribution. Always remember, asymmetric data, skewed distribution is all same thing, right? So this is skewed distribution where mode and median is given to you and we have to find the value of mean. So again, I will apply the same formula. So mean minus mode, mean I have to calculate, mean minus mode is 20 equals to 3 into mean minus median is 24, right? So this becomes mean minus 20 equals to 3 mean minus 24 into 3 becomes 72. So this becomes 72. Now we will solve it. So this mean minus 20 plus 72 equals to 3 mean minus mean. So 72 and 20 will subtract it. It becomes 52. 52 equals to 2 mean. So finally mean is 52 divided by 2 is 26. So this is how we have calculated mean.